Welcome to Water Polo New South Wales Coffee Club Conversations, which are a professional development series consisting of six one-hour conversations with 7 leading high-performance water polo coaches in the women's game. This initiative is designed to support and inspire female water polo coaches by providing a platform to connect, share experiences, and develop their coaching journey. The host for the Coffee Club series, Dr Damien Taylor, is a global leadership strategist and researcher with over 30 years' experience across high-performance sport, corporate, government and military sectors. Our guest coach today is Jemma Semmens. Jemma was a 2004 Athens Olympian and is currently the 2025 New South Wales Under-15 Girls Academy coach, the New South Wales Under-15 state team head coach, and the Australian Under-18 Girls assistant coach. Water polo is a family affair. Husband Dean was also a 2004 Olympian and is a national team underage coach. And Jemma also has 4 children playing the sport. Handing over to you, Damien, for another great interview with Jemma.
Thanks very much, Glenn. Jemma, it's fantastic to see you. Thank you so much for your time. It's amazing how you balance everything, and I'm sure we'll get into all that side of things, but quite special to have the opportunity to talk to you. So thank you. It's important to understand our ecosystems and how you actually got involved in the sport, because it develops who you are and your values going through into your coaching. So if you wouldn't mind, we step back a little bit into your initiation into water polo. How did that come about?
Through my high school, actually. So I have an older sister who swam and played for school. And then I guess I just thought I'll give that a go on a Friday night and jumped in. And I think I was in the E team and had a bit of fun and got in the way of a few, balls defensively, and could swim and could throw the ball from playing netball. And then I guess from that went into, like, say, a school knockout competition where we'd go and play other schools. And I guess it just went from there, really. And then my teacher from school was great. He was like, yes, go and try out for this. And I was like, no, I'm not going to that. I'm not trying out for that.
Yeah.
Just go. And then, I got lucky, got in that. And then I think my first team that I ever made was actually a trip to New Zealand for Pampax.
Wow. So were you a swimmer when you first went in?
Was I a swimmer? I could swim. I did squads.
So that's really interesting that you just decided to have a go at water polo. It was purely because your sister was there.
Yeah, it was quite big at our school. So
was it really? Yeah.
Yeah, it was big. I went to school at McKellar Girls, and we have, a fairly strong history of water polo and swimming, and so it was the done thing to do. I guess everyone just had a go. We had a huge amount of teams that used to play in our local Friday night comp, just had a go, and I guess it just went from there. And then my first tour was really, really fun socially.
Was there something that surprised you from that sport compared to netball or something like that? What was the different attraction that made you push towards water polo instead of another team sport?
It was just exceptionally fun. I think I'd spent, my netballing years going out to Blacktown and Penrith, and I made my first team and I went to New Zealand for water polo. So I think straight away I was like, the opportunities here are pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, I just had such a great time, being away, I guess, as part of the team. And, we went with, a girls team, a boys team, and there was other club teams there that I guess at that point I didn't even know existed. So it was just, we just met so many people and just really had a lot of fun.
It seems socially from other conversations that it's a really good social sport as well. That's come out of it as very competitive by the sounds of it, even from a young age. And that might have been surprising in the water, even though you're a goalie, but how physical the game was at the start. Was that a bit of a surprise in the water?
I think when you're first starting out, it's not that physical, which is good because get ready of younger ones off.
Yeah.
But I think, swimming and netball for the girls is a perfect combination. It just brings, if you can swim and you can throw a ball, you're doing, you're going to be going all right, in a water polo pool, at a young age. So, yeah.
If you look back, and probably haven't for quite a long time on that part, what coaching really interests me. What kept you coming back from the coaching aspect? Was it recognition of yourself, or skills development, or feeling growth in all areas and the social aspect? What coaching really stood out to you if you look back then that interested you?
Yeah, I think I remember coming back from New Zealand, then going, oh, I'm going to do this at a club level. I went into a club level, and there was I was a goalkeeper, and I kind of fell into that a little bit as well. And at the club level, there was an older guy who had played in goals and was just so happy to be teaching a goalie something.
Yes.
So I was really lucky early on. I had, I guess some, really one-on-one skills, which was really beneficial. And then I think when I made my then first state team the following year, I was also fortunate to have a coach that then I followed through in my junior ranks.
Yeah.
And he was just, always, fun, always had little games and challenges for us. And water polo is a very long journey. So, like those things are the things that you remember. For example, one thing I remember him saying to us in the middle of a game, I think it was at World Champs, once he was like, it's 3-3 in the third and there's 3:33 to go. He used to say things like that.
Yeah.
So look at
boundaries, and was there strong values that they pushed back then, or was more around the skills of the game and the enjoyment that stands out to you?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of everything. Like when you're turning up at, I live on the Northern Beaches, when you're turning up at Sutherland at, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
You're there to do a job. So
absolutely. That's a choice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, I think, look, the positive role models definitely helped. I think I had a school teacher who loved the sport, and like he had a really positive, I guess, effect and impact on not just me but the sport at our school.
Yes.
And he was great. Like he was a real supporter. And when you're in your teenage years at high school, you need someone that's got your back, right?
Yeah. So doubt.
So he was somebody that was like that. And I was fortunate, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the retention of coming back, is that you actually enjoy the leadership that's going on. If it's a good sport, but they're the old autocratic dictatorial finger pointers, it gets a little bit difficult, particularly for girls at that 13 to 15 mark, can be fragile of whether I stay or go. So it's good that you had the leaders there. What about your personal work rate? Were you one to do the extra things or extra work for your as you were developing through?
Yeah, I think I remember, I guess, when I kind of made my first squad, and we went to a camp down at Narrabeen called Tap Camp, and I just remember I was like, I have to be the first in the pool and I have to be the last in the pool.
Really?
So it was something that I guess that was something that I always did. I was like, oh, I have to make myself, be seen somehow. I've come from nowhere. No one knows who I am, kind of thing. So I guess that's something that then stuck with me. I guess also being a goalkeeper, trainings and drills aren't always necessarily, for the goalkeepers. So, I'd be like, at the end of a session, can you just stay in and do this? The field players were always happy to do that because they always wanted to get a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's how I got to work on things that I also needed to work on. Apart from the training, the team stuff.
Absolutely. And as you started to develop and get to the high end, would have been fun getting picked in the higher performing teams and getting recognition that way. But the pressure goes up. Were you quiet in the goalie? Is that a well, we're about to find out, but were you quiet and had to find your feet, or you felt quite welcome coming into those squads as a newer person?
No, I think I always felt welcome. Yes. I mean, if you asked any teammates, was I a quiet person? I think the answer is no.
Really? Yeah.
Goalkeeper suited me very well. Um,
Yes.
Look, it was always welcoming. We had, I guess, from my junior ranks, a group that went through our juniors together, and a lot of us, a big core group of us also ended up at the Olympics together.
Yep.
We were fortunate in our World Championships for juniors. We got a silver medal when we were quite young. That core group of us, we came back again 2 years later, and we won gold 2 years later. And
Yeah.
said, and then, so, we were fortunate in the group that we moved through with.
Yes.
And then, yeah, as I said, there was a core group of us that then went on to the Athens Olympics together as well.
Yeah. In the goalkeeper position, you've really got that wonderful vision of everything that's going away from you, and then, oh my God, everything's going towards me at a rush. But is that a forced leadership in such of helping people position or work out? So you have to take a
Yeah.
leadership role to help manage as well and use voice?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, the communication between the goalkeeper and the centre back is really important.
Yeah.
And defenders, they can't see what they're blocking.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, that was a really critical part of my game. Something that I always did was to direct our defence.
Yep.
And just make sure that it was running smoothly. And yeah, I think that was definitely one of the important aspects for my.
Did that develop organically? Did your communication at the start, was it more direct, or you had to soften the messages or strengthen the messages? Because this is a very big skill to take into your coaching, having that ability to direct. So was your messaging at the start, move there or go, or was it too direct, or it probably has to be sometimes, and other times it's empathetic?
It has to be really direct and concise. So, short, because, people are obviously, the field players are doing several things at once, all under pressure, under physical exertion. So to make sure that they got the message loud and clear was really important. So keep it short, keep it sharp. Know your players. So obviously different players had different strengths, and I guess that was something that I guess really always looked at, who I had in front of me. I knew what they were capable of and what they needed help with, or my help with, I guess.
Yeah.
And just built those relationships, with them as well.
It's such a fascinating skill actually to learn in the book. I'm not sure you'd realize at the time how important that is for your coach and you go through, but there would have been some, because of that very short, sharp, concise messaging, because time, you haven't got time to, can you please? It's under those conditions. But did you have to work, as you said, on those relationships out of the pool to say messaging in the pool is what it is, and understand your strengths, but I'm here and we're here for the team to help, not to try and be as polite as we can in there, because it just doesn't work. But that's a skill.
Absolutely. It's not personal. Don't take it personal.
There we go. So did you have to have those chats?
I think everybody was on the same page with that. In those higher levels. They appreciated it. They liked being told, exactly where to move and what they. Because it just helped the team, I guess.
Absolutely. But great skills for it. Did you have leadership roles as a player?
At various teams. I think in Athens I was probably one of the, I guess younger ones. But yeah, so in different teams, different roles as well.
Yeah. I talk to people a lot about being the leader themselves, but whether you got captain or whatever, it's irrelevant. You got to be, so your position, whether you had that title beside you or not, that leadership is really
definitely
important. It was irrelevant what if you had the C next to your name or whatever. Everyone's a vital cog, but wow, your job was important.
I could see it also.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you get shoulder tap to go into coaching? Did someone say you'd be good at it? Did you become interested? How did that evolve?
I think one of my first coaching, like how I kind of came into it, I guess, was through my club, and my coach was like, oh, you know, you coach this team, like, can you coach this team? And I did, and I loved it. I loved the, tactical side of it. I think,
Was it juniors? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, it was.
The first time, was it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just helped out with a few club teams if coaches weren't there or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, just on you. Yeah.
Yeah, have a bit of fun. And then I think I took, a grade team one season, and they made the grand final. And
what surprised you early, Coach? So when they said, "Can you help out?" You said, "Yeah, I'll help out." Did you think it was, "I'll run drills," or what surprised you as a coach? And you go, "Wow, I didn't expect that," or it wasn't?
I guess I don't know, I guess the enjoyment when a tactic comes off.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I think in the grand final, we'd practice one extra man attack move, and I'd called a timeout, and I was like, let's do this move. And it was so like, it was the pass that you just don't pass. And it happened, and it worked, and it went in, and we just thought that was great.
You're like, wow. So were you big on the enjoyment factor as well for when you first started?
Definitely.
So enjoyment, social aspect, and skills?
Definitely. I think the more I've coached even now, I think they have to, I know how important it is for them to want to turn up. They're going to enjoy themselves. They're also going to learn as well. So I think it's a real balance, I think. But definitely when I start, say, with, the really little ones, that I've just recently, last week, I just went and helped out with, I guess I think they're 11. And I just said to the other coaches that were there, I was just kind of helping make sure it was smooth. I said, they just need to walk away having had fun and wanting to come back. Because we want as many people to be playing the sport as we can. So if we can make it as fun as we can early on, the rest will come as well.
Absolutely. And when you came out of the pool, you've been at the highest level and got high expectations.
Yes.
Of yourself and those around you. So when you stepped into coaching, was that a challenge to balance while they're not working, or I've only got this skill set to work with, or?
Yeah, I think definitely when you're starting with, like the real little ones, you kind of like, whoa, okay, we're right back at the beginning. What do you think they'll be able to achieve?
Yeah.
What do you think? As a teacher, I always have high expectations. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just aim for this and see how far we can get.
Yeah.
If we get there, then we reassess, kind of thing. So, it's a bit of a balance. I think it's a balancing act just to see, how much you can get out.
It's a bit of a shock when you change level, and it's good to put yourself in those positions of going to different community levels. But when you've been right up the pointy end, and you're used to your hard work and your effort. And I was also going to ask, what were some key values or boundaries that you took out from a player that were strong with your coaching when you first came in? Is there anything stands out, say, from Olympic teams and around that, from coaches that were really, really strong that stuck with you?
From the coaches?
The coaches that you'll say you took with you, yeah.
I think there's so many things. I guess what I've taken, and I guess I probably don't realize at the time, but as like I coach, more, I am around more. I guess I really feel that like relationships with your players and just understanding how people work in a more high performance environment, I guess, is really important in trying to get the best, out of them and to support them as like athletes as well.
Yes.
And particularly like, as we move into a space where well-being is like, I guess, at the forefront as well.
It's very important.
Finding that balance between everything is really important. And I guess, but also like, working hard and knowing when to switch from that, fun time to...
They're the ones I was looking for. Are you working hard enough? What's your work ethic like? That honesty.
That's right.
Action rather than work, people rolling up late and all that sort of stuff. They can be the frustrations for you. And are they a no-go? But these are the boundaries that we
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll say to the, oh, sorry, I'll say
No,
to,
not a problem.
like, the hard work will start now, or,
Yeah.
and, I think also people learn over time, like if they're late or they're last on pool deck or things like that, they work it out pretty quickly, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess a really hard thing is, flicking between that boundary of, the fun and the, okay, serious now, like
Yeah.
game
Time
face
to
and that
switch
kind of
on.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
your trainers, your players you train, as
that's
they
right.
say. So
Yep.
if it's fall around in the pool and then I expect you to switch on
Yep.
game time, it doesn't work. Never
Yep.
has, and it won't. Looking back, your husband both so in high performance athletes and then going to coaching, then you've got to make that decision, family, which is a
Yeah.
wonderful thing, mother of four. So props to you. That's incredible. But did that challenge your coaching philosophy? Can I do it? Can't I do it? How do you start balancing that? That's really
Yeah.
interesting for a lot of people who listen. That's a big decision in any sport for
Yeah.
a woman coming through. What was the challenge for you on that one? Whether you decide to even coach and go back.
Definitely balancing, but I think when it first kind of came around, it was more incidental, I guess, in that, our eldest son had seen water polo and he was like, yeah, I want to have a go. Um, and then we tried to put him in and they were like, oh no, he's too young or whatever. So then we had a tiny diving pool space at our local pool, and we just got some of his mates and we just jumped in on a Friday afternoon for, I think it was an hour, and
Yeah.
some like basic skills, and then each week we'd have more and more kids, and then so that was fun. Like, we just had lots of fun and basic skills, and then I guess it just progressed from there. Then he went and played, so we went somewhere else and he went to this tournament and played in this tournament down in Canberra, and we just watched. Actually, it was just lovely.
Yes.
And and he just loved it. So then I guess we then came back to our club, and I guess, when you're there and you've played, you want to just, offer help where you can.
Yeah.
I guess give back as well. But initially it's just like, oh yeah, well, if you do this, then, you'll be able to get the ball, or, anything, just something little, I guess is how, then it starts. But
And then you were there anyway. So
that's right.
Yeah.
One of us is there anyway. So just offering a hand is how it starts, I guess, but definitely balancing.
Because you're working as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've got a lot going on.
Yep. Yes.
That's what's so
very
interesting.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very busy, but most of the time we're going to be, there anyway. When I go into the state team program, that's different. That's on, weekends, which is actually very challenging. For the family. But New South Wales Workplace have been really supportive in understanding that if I'm going to help out, then, I need some, support or flexibility as well, because ultimately, family does come first, and
No, absolutely.
we need to just try and make sure it balances out. So,
Yeah. Was that a discussion you had to have with your husband and family, that if you want to coach, that you're going to have to sacrifice some time? But part two of that question is, it must have been doing something for you to be giving back to the sport or involved in the sport. So that's that choice of, do I step away, but I'm not, I lose that part of who I am with the sport. Did all that factor in?
Oh, definitely. Look, I think it's, it's for coaches as well. It's rewarding. It's fun. I think water polo, gave me so much. I love the sport, and I guess I just want people to enjoy what I was fortunate enough to have. And, it's just something that I think almost, it happens naturally as well, that you want others to experience or have, a positive experience like you might have had. As well. So, yeah.
So attraction is really one of the big questions. So I suppose taking out of that, it's how can I make it work? I'm really interested. If people are teetering on the edge, you actually will get a lot out of it if you invest the time into it, even though it's challenging with work, family, and getting to
Yes.
school. It's very beneficial for your inner well-being to do it as well. Yeah.
Yep. It's
Not a
tiring,
big,
but
what's that?
it's tiring, but
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
do it. Yeah, you just know.
Absolutely. And the higher levels we're up, and we'll touch on that in a little while, is the more you've got to invest in,
Yes.
in what you're doing.
Yep.
Big question that came out of other interviews: coaching boys or coaching girls? What's because you got four children? You've done both clearly.
Yes.
What's the big differences for you?
Oh, the girls squeal a lot louder than the boys.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, look, it's interesting. I pretty much at club have been with the boys, like helping with the boys. I've got 3 boys and then my daughter as well. So
from what age levels did you coach with the boys?
Well, from the beginning. Yeah.
Right. So you've seen them, right up to
Yeah. So
as the testosterone kicks in, I'm sure the behavior changes as well.
They're different. Different age groups bring different delights and challenges.
Yes.
But look, the boys, I've been with the boys predominantly. They in clubland, and they are a whole lot of fun. There's a lot of banter. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of tackling and wrestling.
I was going to say that separating the smack-ons in the pool or out of the pool would
That's right.
Yeah.
But like they're competitive. They learn well.
Very coachable. I was going to say
when it comes down to it, yes.
Yeah.
You can be really kind of direct with them, and they'll try things. And anyway, so look, positives for both.
Yes.
Girls definitely squeal louder, but
more social.
Oh,
in the pool, so I said more. It's not necessarily friendlier, but more talking in the pool. When I've coached girls, it can be talking to opposition while the ball's at the other end, say it's netball or things like that, chatting away, but still competitive.
Yeah, look, I think at training, in terms of a training environment, the girls will listen, I guess, more attentively, easier.
Yes.
Than the boys who might be, throwing balls around or, whatever they might be doing.
Yep.
But yeah, they're all fun. It's nice to mix it up. Keep it interesting.
Yeah. Because it was an interesting question whether you go in to coach, and this will be a segue for you, the juniors, boys or girls, compared to adult club level, which has got its own challenges. But one of the big challenges for people coming to coaching of the juniors as parents is that I'm sure it has been a challenge. Was that a surprise to you initially? And how did you maintain your boundaries and enthusiasm while pushing back to you're the coach and their child isn't the superstar?
Yeah, I think we're really fortunate in the club environment that I'm in, with the parents that we do have. I also kind of at the start of a season will set the tone and kind of set, this is how it's going to be.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Keep the communication open, but this is how it is. If you've got questions, then come and approach me, come and talk to me. And, I'll always be really honest. And, let them know. But I guess it's really important to set the tone early.
Right. That's right. Yeah. New season. Here's what you can expect to see.
Yes.
And game times. I'm not promising everyone gets this. It's the best team or the right moves, the right time.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a fine balance about participation, development, and competitiveness as well.
Yes.
So it's just picking your moments. But as I said, if it's a club metro, then I'm always trying to balance that participation.
Yes.
But once we're going into a different competition, there's no guarantees. Depending on what the competition is. We with the aim that we always want everyone to have a positive experience.
Absolutely. Well, the great thing of sport is it's competitive, and you're pitting yourself against other people including your teammates.
Yeah.
Do you qualify for the team? I mean, I've played a lot of sport and you have as well. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you think, well, I should have got more time and you don't. And that's subjective to whatever it is. So I think some strong leadership, as you said, from coaching, these are setting the rules and expectations. This is sport. Because I think we've let that fall away a little bit. Sometimes it's all about participation, yes, but you've got to learn how to lose well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, I think one of the things that I've taken out over my time, I guess, as an athlete and then moving into, different spaces as a parent and, helping out coaching as well. I think all of the things combined together just equip you for later in life, right? Exactly. So, like life is not always going to be about participation. So if you can do it in that sporting environment, they will take so much out of it. It's how, I guess, the parents frame it to the kids as well. In the event that they didn't get much time, what can the parents be saying to their kids to frame that so that they're setting them up for a great life skill, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Rather than
exactly.
Oh, you didn't get time or anything like that. So I think that's something that I really think sport in general can, set kids up for, and which I think is just so important.
I agree. And reframing the questions instead of approaching you to say, how come or why not, instead of feedback, how can my child improve, or where do you see them needing to do some extra work? Can we do these sort of things so they can come back the next season or 5, 6, 7 weeks down the line doing extra things, and you go, wow, that hard work's paying off, which shows them put in effort, do extra things, extra work, and you will get the benefit out of
That's it. And I think also sometimes not everybody's going to make a representative team, but if you enjoy playing the sport, well, that's great. Keep playing.
Yeah.
Like we always say, as a parent, being part of a community is so important. So, like if you do have a child that's not necessarily going to make a representative team, but they love it, well, they're going to get a community out of this, and they'll have that. So, like, I don't know, I think, we've just got to make sure we're, helping those kids to, I guess, recognize all the other things that come with sport as well.
Absolutely. Did you think it was a benefit for you having, so you had career, sport, family as well, helps that rounding as an athlete and understanding of losing or not getting those positions, so that life skills, it helps with that as well, because people up the highest level can get institutionalized with the sport. So you're not water polo was part of your life and who you are.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's important that you've got those other areas as well. Not just that one.
Yeah. Was there anything that you wished from when you've come into coaching? Development's a really big part of what we do for coaches, women's coaching. There's a lot of great programs out there, but were there things that you wish you'd known going into coaching that you know now that had been taught to you at that early stage? So was there too much concentration on skills and you wish you'd known more about the softer skills, emotional intelligence, as we call it, or the well-being aspects? Or what do you wish you had known early that you're taking with you now that you would, if you were mentoring someone, work on this aspect?
I guess, I guess just to be balanced, I guess, in your approach in everything that you're doing. I think, I probably, had a really, when I first was kind of coaching, it was just really, I just wanted to make them be the best that they could be. And, you just relax a bit, I guess, as well. It's going to work out, like it'll work out fine. It'll be fine. Like just make sure you're enjoying everything as you go, I guess.
They'll be where your feet are and don't worry about the uncontrollables, all those things that we hear, but it's actually, it's very relative, don't worry about what you can't control. And were you an emotional player and then came in a coach, or you were quite controlled and it's high pressure and it's high stakes, but you could sit in the emotion quite calmly and just be in the moments?
Oh yeah, I think I vary depending on what's going on.
And is it harder as a mum, as a coach, or as a, is that pull on the strings a little bit?
I'm not a good spectator.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, I'm not a good spectator.
So the arms are going up to block balls that short,
or I'll be like, oh, yeah. No, I mean, a couple of us, when we're spectating in my older son's team, we have to sit. It's very funny. We have to sit in certain spots.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we think, oh, no, it's not going to work. So, and then we'll have to move into the right spots to sit. Bit of fun. Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's harder as a parent.
Yes.
Definitely. Because you got no control. It's just nothing.
No, you don't as a coach either, to a certain extent.
Yeah. Once they're in the pool, on the field, or whatever, your control is actually very little. You can yell and scream if you want. It doesn't really get you anywhere. It's just, fingers crossed a lot of the time, and see what happens. Did you have a mentor at all, or do you? Someone that you just can touch base with, will give you honest, safe feedback, but honest feedback. Is that something you have?
I guess we like within in and around you, constantly watching and asking questions. I love watching and just seeing what other people do and learning from others. And I guess I've got, one friend that we are always, I guess having conversations, looking, oh, do you think this would work? What do you think? Just bouncing off each other, and we just like to talk water polo, I guess. But I think just having conversations with lots of different people is really helpful. And I guess as long as everyone's, I guess the biggest thing is people don't judge, that you're just actually genuinely interested, I guess,
and curious.
Interested, and can learn off. Everybody offers something different. Everyone have different strengths and weaknesses, and so if you can get something that somebody else is offering or you've seen, then that's going to help you as well. So,
do you take things from other sports or interest?
100%. Yes.
Excellent. So, what do you like watching?
Touch footy.
Yep.
Soccer, netball as well. So, I do. I'll take drills and just try and adjust them to suit to water polo, depending on.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, like so my daughter's just been playing a whole lot more netball, and so I was watching some of their drills, and I was like, oh, how can I use that drill like at water polo, and what benefit would it bring?
Yes.
How could I use it? So yes, I love that because I love them to have different things to be doing as well, just to help, think differently, do something different.
Yes. And tactically, so you can watch the other sport and see movement, flow, synergy, those sorts of things that are, it is fascinating. Do you speak to other coaches from other codes?
Definitely. Yeah. Like it's just interesting. I mean, I watched the Swifts last week play in the netball final, and like tactically, it's interesting just to see, and I love going, okay, well, what if they did this, or this, so like I think it's all part of just all part of enjoying sport, really.
Oh, it is, and you can take so much out of it, but it's interesting watching a game from a coaching perspective, and what you would do, and see the communication and how that's going, and see teams that when the pressure's on, they capitulate, and you're like, oh my God, aren't you doing? AFL's had some classic cases over the last few weeks where pressure's really hit, and that the drills, they've just lost it completely. So it's a great level of sport. There's no doubt about it. One of the final things, retention's really important, and you mentioned flexibility with and understanding from Water Polo New South Wales. I'm sure that's been really important for you to stay involved in coaching at high level.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and particularly, I guess, with female coaches as well. Really being able to have, I guess, support there to understand that, yes, like I might not be able to go to every session, because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like I might still, write a session or, set the goals of what I want. As long as that's then getting done, that's good. But yeah, it wouldn't be possible if you weren't able to have the flexibility. Well, not for me anyway.
Yeah, no, well, absolutely vital. But there can be a fear, I suppose, what I'm trying to draw out for other coaches of I've got to make a call here that, well, I can't commit full time, so I just won't do it. Rather than going to your club or
Yeah.
Waterpolo New South Wales and just having a frank conversation to say, I can't make every set. Yes, I want to coach and I'd love to stay involved, but I can only do one night a week instead of two or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
that's it. Absolutely. Yeah, just being upfront from the start and then that's up to them, I guess, if they are able to, accommodate and do that. But
so you really recommend go and have the conversation.
Absolutely.
Lean into it. Don't be fearful of
well,
I can't commit full time, so I won't. It's you get the benefit of staying involved in the sport, feeling good about yourself to still be in there in whatever capacity, but go and have a chat instead of just falling away from it.
Absolutely. And I think even people that are starting out, like, or going, oh, should I coach? Should I not? Oh, I don't think I've got enough knowledge, or I don't think I know enough. You just start small, go and stand next to somebody on the sideline and just listen to what they're saying. You're probably going to say most of the same things, and then have a go. I always say to young referees that are starting to ref, I said, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, just blow your whistle really loud because people will think that you're doing it right anyway. So I'm just like, just be confident in what you're saying and it'll be fine. And like if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. But for those coaches or people that are like, oh, my club needs help or they need more people to be involved, like just start small and baby steps and you'll probably be seeing majority of the things right anyway. So we need as many people involved as we can. So
and you find parents are quite helpful to help out around the water polo if you ask. But
I think once they know what they're doing, so like they need if they're guided, then they're fine. Then they're always willing to step in. But I think lots of people think, oh no, I don't know what to do, or I might do it wrong, or so I just won't do it because I don't want to stuff it up. But I think there's always people willing to help out and guide them and
And from here's a coach and parent perspective, because this is it can be confronting for the children after the game with parents that drive home, which can, for someone like yourself that's not a great watcher and go, why did you do this? So what would you recommend to parents after the game driving home? Do you even talk about the game?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No. We took a boy that was in our team once and I drove him to the game and he got there and he goes, oh, I thought we'd be talking about, he was really like disappointed. He goes, oh, I thought we'd be talking about water polo the whole time.
Unpacking
we just laughed and we were like, no, you might get like a minute or two, of discussion, but not really. No. Just listen to some music, have a chat, and then it's a bit like coming home from school when you ask 15,000 questions straight away. You get one word responses. So
how's your day? Good. Yeah.
And then right before bedtime, then it all comes out.
Absolutely. So that's a great message to let it come out organically. They'll come to you when they're ready to talk about an incident or what happened or what do you think, instead of you going, why?
That's it.
Start the grilling process.
Yeah.
That's so important for parents to hear and to understand. And your children are different players than you.
That's it.
They're never ever going to be the same, and don't expect them to be the same. And thank goodness, just let them be their own.
We've got no goalies in our house, so
haven't you? No.
No.
Well, it is what it is. So you have to coach different things. And final question: you're at high level now with the juniors.
Yeah.
What are you finding your challenges there, and what's the best aspect for you?
Oh, I think the best aspect is that you turn up and they just really, really just absolute frothers. They just want to know. They just want to learn. They just want to be there. It's not managing behavior. just, you blow your whistle and they listen, or you know, you can tell them something and they'll try it. I think that's something that's really great. And then I guess, you know, the challenging things is just time. I guess when you're selecting a team, the disappointments, it's not a nice thing. You know,
it's a great, Did you have to work on those conversations? That's the last great point. Yeah, on how your messaging comes across, whether you haven't made the squad, you haven't made the team.
Yeah.
You have to be more than sorry you didn't make it. It's give them some take. Is that something you developed?
Yeah, I try and I guess that's where I use like a lot of my teaching. I always try and have like as much constructive feedback in there as I can. Because ultimately, you know, they just want to know, you know, why they might not have made it, and you know how they can, what can they do to, you know, make it happen, I guess. So that's not, I guess that's a challenge. You know, selecting is, you know, not the nicest part of being a coach.
Yeah, but it's part of being the coach. So you've got to lean into it. Yeah, absolutely, and accept it. And move up. Don't run away from it. Is the most important thing, because you can build great relationships out of that. Some come back the next season just absolute rippers. And you're like, oh my god.
Well, that's it. I mean, you know, in junior level, 6 months. You know, 6 months is huge.
Some of the boys grow 3 inches over the preseason. You're like, is that you? You're like, oh my god. It happens so quickly. Yeah, definitely. Fantastic.
So much can change in such a short period of time.
It certainly can. Definitely. Gemma, thank you so much.
No worries.
That flew. It went really quick. Love the conversation. I really, really appreciate it. You're so busy. So thanks for being
No worries. Thanks,
awesome.
Damien.
Back to you, Glenn.
Thanks very much, Damien, and thank you very much, Gemma, and wish you and Dean all the best with your future coaching pursuits. And also, I believe Jet and Cooper are playing at a fairly high level now, and so to them and your other children, wish you all the best moving forward.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. See you.